All right, Wednesday the 22nd. See, I love how these are like a little bit quicker. Not like you guys care, but I care because I have 2 weeks to do. So Wednesday the 22nd, pick your rounds and we're back to lower bodies. We have goblet squat, in and out jump squat. I should say out in jump squat, narrow pulses, straight leg deadlift. Goblet just means you're weighted. You can of course use your chair. Out in jump squat, out in jump, out in jump. Narrow pulses. I guess I'll show you from the front. Narrow squat, stay down and pulse. And straight leg deadlift. So I'll just hold this one weight like this. Straight leg, come up, straight leg, come up. Okay, so goblet squat. So you're basically doing a regular squat, except you're holding a weight in front of you, okay? So I hold it like this, it's resting like that. Sometimes I let it also rest on my chest, and you're just doing your regular squat. I usually stand a little bit wider with goblet, just like that. You can use your chair if you need to, so you can do a full sit or you can do a tap and go. You want to make sure that just because you're holding the weight in front of you, that you don't do this. Your back shouldn't be bending forward, okay? Your back should be staying upright. It might tilt a little bit because you are holding the weight on your chest, but for the most part, your back is going to be straight up and down, okay? And again, if you have to do a full chair sit, you're going to still hold the weight here. Just do a sit and do a stand, okay? Out in jump squat. Okay, so this is a different variation of a jump squat. So you're gonna come down low, you're gonna jump out into like a really wide squat, jump into a narrow squat, and jump up as high as you can. 1, out, in, up, out, in, up, out, in, up. So these ones are tough because typically when we do jump squats or jumping things, we're jumping with a really wide stance. This one, you're jumping with a really narrow stance. So you're really gonna feel it in your quads, which is the front of your legs. So that one is tough. If you can't jump, obviously you're gonna have to do something else. Narrow pulses. So this one, this workout in general is tough because you have your weighted squat, then you have the jump from the narrow position, and you go right into narrow pulses. So you'll definitely feel that. So this one, you're in a narrow squat, so your feet pretty close together, squat down, and then bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 20. So narrow foot stance, squat down, keep your back as straight as you can. Obviously, when you're in narrow, you can't really, I mean, unless maybe, I don't know, you're weirdly flexible or something, it's almost impossible to like do a narrow squat and not have your back tip forward. So it is gonna be more tilted forward than your other 2 squats, than your regular and then your sumo, okay? So this one, your back is gonna come a little bit forward, but still not folding all the way down. Here, bounce, 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 until you get to 20, okay? And then you have your straight leg deadlift. So we talked about the single leg deadlift before. This is the same idea. So with your deadlift, you're thinking about your butt going back to the wall. You're thinking about your back hinging at the hip, going forward toward the ground. And with this one, the straight leg, you want your legs more straight than bent, but they're still gonna have a bend. So when I do these, I'm not gonna do it like this necessarily with a total lockout. Like for me, locking out my elbows and locking out my knees is very uncomfortable. Even when I'm supposed to lock them out, I don't think they're ever fully locked out because I think I'm like a little bit hyperextended. So it feels super locked out and it's uncomfortable. So you wanna have a decent bend to your knee. So when you push your butt back and you bend forward, see how my knee is bent? That's fine. So that's your straight leg. So yes, my leg is not straight, but if I was doing a regular deadlift with a barbell, I would be like down here. So it's straighter, okay? So this you can do a few different ways. I prefer to do this with a kettlebell. If you don't have a kettlebell, but you prefer like the hold of one, you might want to just hold one dumbbell like this. So you're kind of sharing like the middle bar with both of your hands. Push your butt back, slow lower back. Feel that pull on your hamstrings, stand up. Butt goes back, your back comes down. Feel that pull on your hamstring, stand up. So like I always like to mention, for me, it's about mid-shin. So I'm not looking to reach the ground. I'm looking to keep my back straight and to go down until I feel that pull, which for me is right here. All of this is pulling really tight. Then I'm gonna stand up, okay? You can do it with 2 dumbbells. You're just gonna hold them pretty much by your side. Down. They kind of come like right in front of you. Stand up. Slow lower, push that butt back. Feel that pull. Stand up, okay? So it seems sometimes like I'm doing those slow, but that is exactly how I do it when I'm doing them, because I'm really focusing on keeping my back straight and almost it's a very good stretch. Like you could do this exercise with no weights, no dumbbells at all, and you'll still feel it, because usually the back of our legs are tight and your lower back is tight. So if you're like particularly sore this day and you're like, oh, I want to do it, but I'm really sore, you can do it with no weight and you will still feel it. So that's the nice thing about it. That's it. No part 2.